Okay, here we are at step 6, getting ready to fill and polish this countertop. What we've got here in front of us is what you're going to get in every kit that you buy. We've got a variation of colors. We've got a black, green, we've got oranges, browns, reds, and some yellows. That pretty much gives you the ability to go through the whole thing and do whatever you want to do. So this is your chance to really get creative on where you want to go with this. The guys that we're doing this table for, they've chose to go with a gray color to start, move into a red and to a yellow. For a desk, that's a really good thing to do something crazy and to get a real eye popper. You know, for countertops and things like that, you might want to tone it down a little bit and go with some more basic colors. So how you do this is we just got a little bit of our filler here. And just to do more of a basic color that we would normally do with a black countertop like this, all you do is just take a little bit of your color and just sprinkle it on there and take a Marson and mix it in. Now, if you're doing bigger quantities, it's a lot easier just to put it into a quart mixer like this and use a drill with a mixing paddle on it. But for the application we're doing right now, we're not mixing a lot, so it's easy to mix it up just like this. You want to make sure you mix it really good so you don't have any big chunks of color in there. But as you can see, you just get a nice gray tone from that. The more black you add, the more black it gets. The less, the more gray it is. And we'll just move on to filling it up now. Red tone throughout this thing. So all we're going to do is, I've got some pre-mix that I've already taken and done that with. You just take a little bit off to the side here. And this is our cream hardener, our catalyst. This is something that you're going to have to mess around with yourself, because the more you put in, the faster it gets hard. So if you can get it done fast, you want to put more in. If you're going to have to take some time, you want to put a little bit less in. And all we're going to do is just put it up here onto the countertop. And then what I like to use is just like an 8-inch knife so that you can cover a lot of space. But all you do is just take that and just pull it across your countertop. Really work it down into those veins. And then we're just going to keep doing this till we've covered the whole thing. And then we'll show you that next step in just a minute. Okay, one thing I failed to mention earlier, when you're doing this process, we definitely recommend using a respirator. Okay, we've got a good layer on top. That's our first layer. The next step that we're going to take is we just got a little bit of acetone right here. We just take a clean rag, get a little acetone on it, and then you just wipe this off the surface. See how it just cleans it right off there? And then what you're going to want to do is just take the dry side of your rag and just wipe it a little bit more. Once you get it wiped off pretty good, the more you wipe it off with the acetone, the less sanding you're going to have to do later. So I recommend just taking a little bit of time and kind of scrubbing it off pretty good. But once you get it down like that, you can kind of see a little bit of what we're getting here with the red veins and the black. The next thing we're going to do is just take, well, first of all, you're going to do that over the whole thing. Then we're just going to take some 120 sandpaper on either a vibrating palm sand or a DA. I recommend a DA. And we're just going to sand that a little bit. Okay, now you just do that until you get all the filler off the top, and when you wipe that off, you can see that we're down to the black again. What we'll do is we'll just do that same process over and over 2 or 3 times, recoating it, wiping it off with acetone and sanding it, and then once we get there, I'll show you how to finish polishing. I think we hit it 5 times total and got it all hit with 180 and sanded down. So our next step is we're going to go over it with 220, then we're going to go over it again with 320 grit sandpaper, and then after that we're going to do a burnishing wheel, and I'll show you that. All right, what we have here is a 3M Scotch-Brite burnishing pad. This is the final step in polishing your countertop, and it's the same thing you do with sanding. Just start it up and put it on there and polish. You want to be careful to keep it nice and flat and not twist it or turn it, or else you can dig grooves and scratches. So.